in the last episode, we fought the Ender Dragon and we also got ourselves some power via the Solar Flux Reborn mod, aka solar panels. And in today's episode, my plan is to make wireless power. Not only that, but also make Insanium auto-craftable, and maybe if we have just enough time, get into refined storage, so that way we can go ahead and, you know, get off this simple storage network. To get into Flux Networks, which is the mod that's going to allow us to basically transfer our power anywhere, any dimension, wherever we'd like, for basically no cost. It's very cheap actually, and actually everything in this pack is fairly cheap. There's not many things, so we're going to want to get ourselves a flux point, a flux controller, a flux plug, flux blocks, and I believe the flux dust. We're also going to need the flux core as well. That is going to be one of the main crafting components. We're going to go ahead and make the flux dust, which is going to need some coal and some redstone. Fairly cheap stuff. Go ahead and put that in our project table. Go ahead and grab as much of that as we potentially need. Also, I did forget to mention last episode, we ended up having a ton of EMC generated. Like, look at all this EMC. We currently have 56 million, and by the time that we dump all of this in here, we're about 1.18 billion EMC, which funny enough is enough EMC according to my old calculations on the ultimate singularity, but we won't worry about that for now. Go ahead and grab ourselves some obsidian and some eyes of ender for the next thing, which is going to be the flux cores, which are eyes of ender, obsidian, and flux dust, which is pretty poggers. It's pretty cheap actually, surprisingly, and then that's going to allow us to make the flux blocks that we're going to go ahead and need to make a few of the items that are left in the Flux Networks mod, aka the plug, which is going to need universal pipes, which is pretty interesting, to say the least. We do not have any of the things. Of course we don't, because why would we have any of the things? We do have item pipes. We haven't had to really need to use fluid. Well, we kind of need the energy pipes, but energy pipes, not going to be able to transfer as much power as I would like to transfer, so we're better off doing the flux points. And just like that, we should be able to make the universal IO or the universal pipe once we get ourselves another redstone block, which should be fairly straightforward and simple. Bam, bam, boom. Let's go ahead and teach all of these to the system, because why the hell not? We're going to need them later anyways, so go ahead and do that. Go ahead and get me the plugs, and the last thing that we need to make, or last two things that we need to make, are the controller, which is actually very important for us when we're doing this mod, because if we want to be able to use the wireless charge mode, you actually need the flux controller. Once you get the flux controller, all that's left to make is the flux point. Also, may I add, if you'd like, and if you're playing on a multiplayer server, or you just want to be able to copy and paste your points really easily, I would recommend using the copy and paste tool from Flux Networks to make your life 20 times easier going through the Flux Networks mod. The name of that tool is called the admin configurator, and it looks like it's been disabled. I guess you can't craft it in the newer versions of this pack. I know that in older versions you were able to craft it, but it doesn't look like you're able to craft it in the newer versions, unfortunately. All we have to do now is, if we want to go ahead and configure our network, all we have to do is break this down and go ahead and put a bunch of flux points down underneath here. I'm kind of hoping that the thing, I hate that we can't make this, because making these or copying and pasting these is pretty important. Now, I think this counts as one multi-block. I'm not entirely sure how this works, so I guess we're gonna find out. So if I type in generator network, I'm hoping that this acts as one multi-block and it isn't going to be an issue. If I remember correctly, this is one multi-block, but I'm not entirely sure if that's the case or not. Let's try and make a energy trash can to see if I'm gonna need to, you know, put more than one of those down. If so, that might be a bit of a problem, because, well, having to configure that every time is kind of not ideal, but we'll see. If I grab myself a point and we try to dump all of our power into here, how much RF per tick is it going to say that we're going to be dumping here? Hopefully 1.8 million, 242 200,000 RF a tick going out. That doesn't have me feeling good because this is more than 200,000 RF per tick out. I did notice that this isn't set to transfer. No, it is set to transfer unlimited. If I check this, yeah, no, that's definitely transferring unlimited power. Here's the question though. If I tag on another plug here, will it generate 400,000 RF a tick? Is it dumping 400? Yup. Okay, so these are individual solar panels. That's gonna be rough. I do apologize. I just realized that I was looking at the wrong item. It is indeed called the Flux configurator. That is my bad. I am entirely sorry. I thought the admin configurator was the item that we were looking for, but no, it is called the Flux configurator. I knew something was off there. Thankfully, I had to double check. I really did have to double check because having to configure these one by one is not the idea that I was going for. Okay, now that we can actually do this, we're actually probably dumping a significant amount of power now, and actually quite quickly. Yeah. Wow. To be fair, that isn't how much power we're generating currently. That is how much power we're able to output because of the fact that this has power stored. It wouldn't be that much if we didn't have power stored. And I think I'm going to bite the bullet now and say, hey, let's set this up so this whole thing is filled with solar panels. Now, with all this power, we should be able to make the next big thing that I want to make, which is going to be auto farming inferium. So that way we can basically kind of, you know, have the Insanium ready. Also, I did discover that we still need to get power because to get the creative chest, right? The creative chest requires the unobtainium block. Now, unobtainium could only be made via the dust, and the dust needs to be made by the energizing orb, which, yeah, and it requires 100 million FE, which is not fun at all. But that's besides the point. So now that we have all this power, what we should be able to do now is basically craft up the, I want to say, power pots, right? These power pot things right here. These are going to get very expensive very quickly, but it really shouldn't be that bad since we already have like most of the stuff that we need to go ahead and make the power pots, which is actually not terrible at all. We go ahead and make this. I don't know if I bookmarked that, but that's fine. We need terracotta, which means we're going to need clay. I really should get around to making the red matter furnace because the red matter furnace is pretty damn good and it's also very quick as well for processing speed. That's an issue for another day though. Go ahead and take this terracotta, make that, make, you know, the typical I keep clicking the wrong button thing over here, make the pot, the flower pot. I need more terracotta. Do we happen to have hoppers taught? Please tell me we have hoppers taught. We do not. Of course we do not. That's fine. Grab me a spruce chest, iron, and get that bad boy cooked up because hoppers are the best item in Minecraft known to man. Go ahead and get me a stack of those bad boys. Don't really need that much, but fair enough. I keep clicking the wrong button because JEI stinkers. All right, what do we need now? So for the MK1, we're gonna need compressed iron 1x. Thankfully, I already have iron blocks taught to the system. Am I right? Bam, bam, boom. Go ahead and teach that. Throw that in there. It's gonna be 6 of those. Pretty expensive. And then you are gonna give me a 1x compressed redstone. I don't think I have redstone taught in here yet. Nope. Because why would I have that taught? There we go. And then get 9 of those. Can't shift. I mean, I could shift click it if I wanted to, but I don't really see a point in doing that. Hey, get out of there, sir. There we go. Compressed redstone is now done. We need 2 of those to go ahead and make our very first power pot. That's right. Very basic power pot. It's going to cost us 136,000 EMC per one. That's not terrible. And then now it wants us to make the 2x compressed redstone, I believe, with the 2x compressed gold, which is yikers. That's going to be a little expensive, but I mean, it's not like the end of the world kind of thing. It's just going to cost us how much per one? 9 mil per one of the things. But honestly, that's honestly not even that bad. Honestly, I feel we can probably get like really good EMC. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should make compressed, whatchamacallit. Oh, I didn't teach the redstone. Damn it. Why didn't I teach it? I can probably make the compressed emerald variant of this and then go from there kind of thing. Like make compressed redstone or emeralds and then teach that, because that's really EMC dense for what it is. But I don't really know if we need to, but we could if we really wanted to. Let me go ahead and make sure that I teach these things to the EMC table before I rip my damn hair out, because I'm not a smart boy sometimes. There we go. I don't really think we can afford to make the next tier power pot because it is very expensive. It is 6.4 million per one, and as you can see, it's 107 million EMC for just one compressed emerald block, which is very expensive. So I think we're just gonna stick with the tier 2s for now. The tier 2s are pretty fast. I mean, granted, I just probably spent 500 million. We probably don't need that much right this second. If we do like 16, that should be more than enough, I feel. Also, we can also make ourselves some diamond chests, even though I don't think we really need to, but we can go ahead and do that. Go ahead and teach that and then re-put that back so we have storage on the system. Good. All right, we don't need any of this extra stuff. I'm gonna play this smart, and we're gonna put this directly under here, underneath our little drawer area here. So if I go ahead and grab myself some more stone brick, and also we would also really like a elevator if we have those in this pack. I don't know if we do, and it looks like we do have elevators, which is pretty nice. We don't really. Oh, that's right. I took everything from our system and put it into the transmutation table. I was like, really? Do I not have wool and ender pearls? But yeah, we do. It's just it's in the system right now. I'll go ahead and do this, and then we're gonna want to go ahead and go down here. Maybe do, I don't know, how many blocks should we go down here? I really don't know how many blocks I want to go down. I think like 6 maybe will be good enough. So if I go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we'll go 8 technically. That's what we'll do. We'll do 8, and then that's how we will gauge it. We don't need these anymore. I can't vein mine it, sadly, because it will also vein mine the platform above it, and we don't want that. So yeah, and then I should be able to just quickly grab a infinity wand like so and do the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So a nice little 9x9 platform right down here. I'm thinking if I really want to keep those pillars, will this work? Okay, so this will indeed work. Good, perfect. And now what we can do is go ahead and put these down here, the diamond chest. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get 16 to fit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Something like that would actually work pretty well. And that's 16 of these as well. And then we also got to figure out power and, well, power. Yeah, I guess power. We can do power on the intern. Well, actually, funny enough, yeah, we can probably do something like that, and that should work. Now we are gonna need a bit of inferium farmland, like so. Inferium farmland. We're gonna need some sort of hoe, and I guess we can do that with a diamond hoe, maybe. Do I have it? I don't have any diamonds nor sticks in the system. I guess I can make a diamond hoe real quick. So diamond, 2 diamonds, and a stick. God, I can't spell. There it is. 2 diamonds and a stick. Gives us a hoe. Inferium farmland. Get. Now, all we have to really do is power this. Also, do some item transporting, which is gonna be a little, I guess, tricky, right? Because we don't really have an easy way to access the drawer controller right here, because the bottom here is covered. Unless if I break a hole back here, but that's, you know what? That's fine. Now, all we have to do is basically plant all the inferium inside of these, and we should be good to go for the most part. Only thing that we haven't done yet, which is make the pipe upgrades from the pipes mod to easily pipe our items through into the network, and that is actually pretty straightforward. They're not that difficult to make. They just require a little bit of TLC, and that's really it, right? You know, we have somehow found a way to spend 100 million EMC this episode. It really baffles my mind that we have somehow figured a way to do that. But I mean, it wasn't that bad, right? I mean, to be fair, most of that EMC went towards the solars anyway, so it wasn't terrible, right? And all I have to do now is just sit here and tell this to pull out all from these chests with the ultimate upgrades, right? Put all the ultimate upgrades in, and you know the deal by now. For giggles, I kind of want to put a whatchamacallit here. I want to put a watch a flowing time on this little platform, but I don't know how much of a good idea that's gonna be, but I'm doing it anyways because why wouldn't I? I'm just gonna go ahead and yoink one of the ones from over here just for the hell of it, because, well, it doesn't. Okay, we don't need that many over there, right? We might as well spread them out. And also that brings light down here too. So if I do that, yeah, these should all start popping at the exact same time. 19,000 R for tick for each one of these. That's really not that bad. Well, I mean, give or take, it's probably all of our power. But you know what I can also do too, if I just, you know, I don't know, yoink another one. If I just happily yoink another one, we can go ahead and say, hey, come down to this over here, this solar panel, find the direct center one, which is this one, but plop that on top of there like so, and do a little bit of that. Now all these solar panels are being affected by that one watch and being sped up, which is hilarious, by the way. But yeah, now we're just getting inferium at probably stupid rates, if I had to guess, which is even better for what I have planned. And I guess the biggest concern I have now is we're probably gonna want to get some storage upgrades on that bad boy, and maybe a void upgrade as well, so that way it doesn't overfill. I don't have void upgrades taught to the system. Excuse me, how do I not have that taught already? Excuse you, game. And I don't have any. Okay, never mind. I guess we'll be putting all these in first before we even do that. I can probably also upgrade this to a whatchamacallit, what is it called, the compacting drawer, but I'm kind of lazy. You know what? No, well, yeah, let's do it. Let's upgrade it. This is gonna be a mess. Dear God, this is gonna be a mess. Okay, where did that go? It's in my inventory. I'm gonna put that here because we're gonna put the compacting drawer. It's still gonna be putting in there for right now. Compacting drawer. I don't know why I'm looking there. Compacting drawer. Do I really not have one? I don't have a compacting drawer. You know what? It's fine. It's not really needed then. I mean, it's really not needed at this point. We can, you know, get by with it not being, you know, compacty-ish. It should be fine. But I'm place that down. The next part of my plan for today is to automate Insanium, which is going to be fairly easy as soon as I'm done getting drawer upgrades, because we are going to need to void upgrade. I feel like we're gonna fill that drawer up so fast, like insanely fast. Like we're almost at 1,000 stacks already, by the way, which is insanely fast, by the way, for what we're doing. Go ahead and do that. Get some obsidian, because obsidian is going to be the thing that we use to make the void upgrade. I don't know why obsidian is a void upgrade, but sure, maybe it has some sort of special properties. I don't know. That defeats me, so go ahead and put that on there. So now we should have to worry about it overfilling. That's fine. Now the next part of today's plan, like I said, is to go ahead and automate that with a crafter, so we can go ahead and, you know, get Insanium, so that way we can store Insanium that way and, you know, be fine or whatever. But that's going to require some work. It's going to require one of these mainframe things, which is going to require some gold, some looks like lapis lazuli, or blue dye, if you will. We don't have blue dye, but what we do have is a lapis lazuli that we can go ahead and break down into blue dye. Makes it really simple and easy for us. Go ahead and do that. Don't need that MK2 anymore. Make the main frame. And I think all we really need now is crafting tables, which funny enough I have over here, right? We're gonna go ahead and borrow you to teach you like so. I'm here. That with some redstone torches, and then that should be fine. We only need one of those actually, because the rest are going to be used for, you know, like the tier 1 makes the tier 2. I don't think we really need to teach the other ones, because like who's going to need a tier 1 crafter, right? We're going to end up using the maxed out one. Where is the inferium essence? Right here. Put that right there. You're going to get a point here in the front like so. Get the power network. Make sure that you're set on fast mode. We're going to go ahead and do your master infusion crystal, the only one that we have currently, but that should be fine. And now we're going to start teaching all the recipes. I think I have all the essences inside my system actually already. Inferium we have already, of course. Prudentium we have. This one we have. The blue one we have. We have 7 of the Insanium, which we can break down into the superium. So we technically already have all of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 crafts, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 5 crafts. So that means we can do 3 of the Prudentium ones with the Master Infusion Crystal. I'm not going to go ahead and put it in there just yet. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and teach every single one of these like so to do the recipe, and we'll be right back. Now with all of the things taught, what we're going to go ahead and do and say, hey, keep 4 of every essence inside of the crafting grid at all times. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, and then 4 of the red, like so. And then this is going to go to an external C. And then I guess what we can do is do something like this, and then DJ. That should be okay. It didn't hold the, there you go. Now if I put this, I didn't, oh, you gotta be kidding. I need to undo that. Can I undo that? I'm gonna have to hit forget. Crap. I just realized I made a mistake. Remember, I forgot to put the master infusion crystal in, which obviously that's an important part of this. Like, we should be good now. Of course I didn't. You son of a turd. All right, there you go. That should be good now. And if we go ahead and do something like this, I should be able to take my pipe, that piping into this incredibly fast, and we just turn it on, and it's just gonna make Insanium at a pretty ridiculous speed. Okay, we're already up to 15 Insanium. Now, if I really wanted to, I guess what I would do is something like this. I could move the logs. Yeah, tell you what, I'm gonna move the, can you not, what do you, hello, where'd you even come from? Oh, are you spawning over here? You are. And if I move, do I have an axe by any chance? Axe. I have a stone one, but you know what, that does the trick. If I take you quickly and I move you with, let's say, this one, I can put this one here. No, that's not what I want. I want you to put the Insanium there, and then put this one here, and then let's grab our key and lock that to make sure that it stays in there. Man, I can't believe we already have that many Insanium. We're like making so much Insanium a minute. It's ridiculous. We could also speed this up too, by the way. Like, if I wanted to, I can probably maybe put a watch of flowing time here. Let's find out. Let's see how much of a bad idea this is. These two pedestals are empty. Don't know why those are empty. Those shouldn't be empty, but they are. Go ahead and do that. I love how I keep stealing from this. That should now be, yeah. The only problem is it's like we're not getting enough power into the crafter for it to even be well enough to work. Let's see if I go ahead and put another point here. Will you behave yourself? Okay, 1,000 R for tick. Do we have entangled in this pack? Because if we have entangled, nah, we don't have the entangled block. Man, that would have been such an OP block, I'm being honest. I'm kind of glad it's not in the pack, but yeah. All right, yeah, now we're starting to craft. Yep, we basically crafted all of it. It's now empty, and we're no longer keeping up with it, and we have 4 stacks of it. That is an insane amount of Insanium. Ooh, which makes me have a better idea. We can upgrade to Insanium Farmland. Let's upgrade that to Insanium Farmland. That is gonna be so busted. Insanium Farmland is dummy Braxton. It's only 16 as well, so it's not like we're asking for, like, you know, the whole load or whatever. We can go ahead and get rid of this now. We don't need this cheap inferium farmland. We can get the expensive stuff now. We can get the expensive stuff, which we really like the expensive stuff. I'm pretty sure it adds like a % chance to get more or something ridiculous. This is about to be, yeah, this is about to get really out of control really quickly. I feel like this is about to be really out of control really fast. So fast that we're probably not going to be able to keep up. Maybe. It looks like we're making one Insanium every second or so, which is not terrible, or one every 5 seconds, which is not bad, but we will need a lot more inferium if we're gonna go absolutely balls to the wall later down the road, right, for the creative essence and whatnot. So that's very, very important that we, you know, that we get that kind of just that ball rolling. Look at how fast this is. This is using about what, 20-ish thousand R for tick. Not bad, it's not terrible, but now that we have that makes me feel so much more confident. But unfortunately, guys, we are out of time for today's episode. So with that being said, if you guys did enjoy today's episode, please do me a huge favor, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, ding that notification bell, become part of the Hunterx tribe. As always, guys, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna leave you till next time. Bye bye.